All right, so I want to share with you how I go about creating lead magnets for local businesses to attract them as leads. There's a ton of local businesses out there, and they're surfing the web, they're surfing Facebook, and they see ads, they see posts, and they respond to stuff, right? And our job is just to create something that is scratching an itch for them, so that way they go from being some like anonymous person out there on the internet to being somebody that's inside of our lake, inside of our CRM, where we can actually contact them and nurture and follow up and all that good stuff, right? But the question is, how do you create something that is going to work? Well, a shortcut would be just to use our agency coach lead funnel kit, where I've already created lead magnets, which is obviously something you can do, but I want to make sure you understand kind of the logic or the lesson or the learning behind how we created these lead magnets. So that way you can just create them on your own. Or if you're going to be creating these for your clients, that you kind of understand the framework for how this works. All right, so I like to think of this as having 3 different doors that we've got to walk through in order to figure this out. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw these 3 doors. So the first door that we want to walk through is figuring out what is like the end goal of the client, right? So in our case, our clients, our local business clients who we're trying to attract, okay, and it could be any client, honestly, because I think this end goal is the same. The way I look at it is all these clients, what they want is more customer activity. Okay, so we just want to agree that the thing that they're ultimately trying to solve and working with us is more customer activity. Maybe it's something else, like maybe you work with a lot of businesses who are trying to hire people and their end goal is like finding more team members, right? It's like that could be an end goal. But I think that the broadest one is customer activity. With that answered, we then can walk through the second door here and answer all of the different methods and different ways someone can actually, that we can provide to solve customer activity, right? So we could build them a website. We could do pay-per-click advertising. We could do Facebook ads. We could do organic social. We can help them with reviews. We could do email marketing, right? So the idea here is that we want to make a big list of all the ways in which we can solve this, right? Some of these might be your services. Ideally, they are your services, and some of them might not be, okay? And so what we're trying to draw the connection between here is, we've got all these different services are all in service to making this happen, right? Like, do they provide other benefits? Sure, but like we can just all agree that each one of these things has a way to influence the activity that one of your clients, one of these local business clients will have, right? Okay, so with the first 2 doors walked through, then what we want to do is figure out how to create the lead magnet, because this is where we're going to create the actual lead magnet idea, right? So this is the end goal. This is the how we solve it, and then this is the lead magnet. All right. So what's cool is, each one of these different services here can ultimately have their own lead magnet, or we can kind of bundle them together to create a different lead magnet. So let's just pick one of these things here. Let's just say like organic social media, right? So what we want to do in creating a lead magnet, we want to ask a question. That question is, what is the biggest objection? Or what is the biggest confusion? Or what is the biggest challenge as it relates to this thing here, right? And so this is something where you've got to use your experience in creating and providing the service, or you could do a Google search. Like, what are the things when somebody says, oh, you know what? You want more customer activity, right? Cool, you want this stuff. Well, yeah, you should use social. What's the immediate thought of why somebody wouldn't move forward with that? Or what would the main thing, the challenge, if they said, yeah, I think I'd like to use social media, but what, right? But I don't know what to post. But I don't know what social media platforms to use. But, right? So we're trying to figure out, what are all the buts? What are all the buts? And so what we can do here is we can outline that, like what to post. I don't know where. These are the things that we want to outline, and ultimately this is what can become our lead magnets, right? I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Whoops, wrong one there. It's pretty simple. So if we think about it, then our lead magnet becomes, what to post on social media for the next 7 days, or what to post on Facebook, what to post on Instagram, right? Like, you've probably seen stuff like this out there, and that's the reason this works. It's not just like, we're going to give them all the answers so that way they do it themselves. We're trying to help them see the same vision that we have for themselves with respect to their objection, right? So if we work backwards, we know that this is what they post because it's answering their objection about the service that provides this particular end goal, right? So this is a really simple framework or way of building a brainstorming, because you can create these for each one. What about for websites, for pay-per-click, for Facebook ads, for reviews, for email? Each one of these things has an objection. You might think back to a time with a client where you met with them and they what you had to convince them about, and just give them the solution here, right? That way you're removing that objection. So this is how we would do it for, say, your agency. But like, what if we were going to do it for like another industry? Because if you're going to do this for a client, we could use the same 3 doors as well. All right, so let's take a peek at that. So let's draw our 3 doors again. And I'm thinking, let's do orthodontists. Okay, so first one is, what is the end goal? Okay, so end goal for orthodontists, you could say straight teeth. You could say happy and confident kids. Okay, because there could be more than one end goal, but they're kind of like nested or related to another, right? So what are all the different ways we can get straight teeth and happy and confident kids, right? So how do we solve that? Well, there's braces, obviously. There's, Invisalign. There's retainers. I'm sure there's other stuff that I don't even know about, right? And so each one of these things here, so what are the objections? Okay, so, when it comes to, let's just pick this first one, braces, right? So the objections I have, I in my past have had a dentist tell me I need braces, and I want to know how long. How how long? There we go. I want to know, is it painful? I want to know, can I have Invisalign instead, right? There's other solutions that I might be aware about as the customer. Right? And so when we start to think about what is that lead magnet, then to answer this thing, maybe, if we want to know how long something is going to need, maybe that's highly dependent on the age or the condition, or how messed up your teeth are. I don't know. I'm not an orthodontist, obviously, but maybe the lead magnet is some sort of grid, like an age, 2 through 60, age and banding grid, and there's a sad teeth and happy teeth, right? And then there's kind of showing kind of data about how long roughly it takes, right? Like, that'd be something interesting that somebody who's considering braces, of like, if they want to know the answer to how long it's going to take for braces to get me straight teeth, then having some sort of banding grid that helps me see, okay, I'm 41 years old, and I've got medium bad teeth, and that means that I'm probably going to be this much length of time in braces, right? Like, I don't know if that's something a dentist or an orthodontist can actually answer, but you can start to see, and as you talk to your clients about how you're going to create this lead magnet for them, you can talk to them about what are the objections that they're hearing about the solutions, what are the objections they have about the solutions they have to the end goal, and then create the answer to those things in the form of a lead magnet. Because if you just randomly pick something that is not actually an objection, then the likelihood that somebody's going to opt in for that is pretty low. because there needs to be enough curiosity and interest in answering this particular question that's going to give them the motivation to actually opt in for something, and therefore make your whole lead magnet campaign work. So that's the 3 doors method as it relates to creating a lead magnet. You can do this for yourself in your agency. You can do this for other clients. And you could just guess, right? That's a lot of people do. They're just like, okay, I think a lead magnet for an orthodontist could be something like this. But when you strategically think about what are they trying to solve, what is their end goal, how do they solve that, and then what objections, then you can start to ideate a lot of different ideas around creating lead magnets. So again, if you want to copy and get access to our Agency Coach Lead Funnel Kit, where I've already done this work for you, check for the link around this video or in the description. And this is something that if you're looking to build that lake, if you're looking to build a bigger opportunity of people that you can contact and enroll into your services, lead magnets is a phenomenal way to do it.